start, dear Peter Weibel, I don't see him anymore, dear Bruno Latour, dear audience. So, we are now here in Vorführen. Okay. Thank you for the invitation to this so important, educative, artistic, scientific, and political laboratory, what the GLOBALE at the top of the urgent issues of the time represents. It's my honor to participate. Just to say one word more to what I do now. I work since a couple of years, maybe 7 or 8 years, on an invention, what I call design anthropology, and this is an instrument of representation, the research and perception of the Anthropocene. The thought which moves me in the context of the today's panel, Reset versus Revolution, within the symposium Facing Gaia, Next Society, Facing Gaia, in context of the exhibition Reset Modernity, I would sum up as follows. That things go on as they are is the catastrophe. This expression by Walter Benjamin in his arcade projects characterized the horror of an unstoppable war machine. It is suggested to dissolve RMA-generated emergencies of the acceleration society with crisis economies. You allow me at this point a little sketch on this entitled Anthropodesign, 11 topics in 11 minutes. I want to recognize some RMA-generated design concept which creates disaster economies, huge markets and rules societies in a biopolitical mainstreams. And at the opposite, an idea of a turnaround of war economies through crisis economies. First topic, life enhancement, is one of the most leading promise for self-optimizing and ego distinction, which is ruled by slogans like control yourself, brand yourself, entertain yourself, brain yourself, broadcast yourself, empower yourself, and so on. Second topic, acceleration, is one of the most leading marketing law. The term, who comes from physics, characterizes the synchronicity between marketing, technological innovation, branding, policies, and swarm effects in society, like mass media, mass consumerism, mass pollution, and other mainstreams. Third topic, RMA. The revolution of military affairs is a concept of the US military science and describes the idea that technologies have led to radical change or revolutions in warfare in society. There are some theorists who defend the opinion that the only revolution which exists is anthropological scene, the RMA. Here is also a link to the so-called cultural techniques and self-techniques as engineering of liberation, which is the same than engineering of defense. Examples for RMA designs are, for instance, Kaaba as origin and starting point of creation according to Islamic conception, and thus as origin and starting point of the Holy Warrior. UNGA, the United Nations General Assembly, Hercules, the military transporter, Lockheed C-130, big data as paradigm that's now driving a change in military computing, and DCGS, distributed common ground systems like drone war computing and like the BIRS also is. Fourth topic, hybrid war. As hybrid warfare can be called the war style of the 21st century, a combination of conventional and irregular combat modes in connection with terrorist act and criminal behavior in civil, industrial, and fake levels. Here are examples as jihad, Taliban, Dogon, suicide bomber, Goonhilly satellite Earth station as the biggest until 2008, Eurofighter jet Typhoon, and so on. Fifth topic, cyborg. The term cyborg, who is originally from the astronautic industry, including the RMA, is today dominant in nanotechnologies and robotics. The theme of cyborg characterizes the so-called man-machine interaction up to the conversion of man as a mechanical engineering or digital engineering. While Donna Haraway cyborgization makes for gender issues, Bruno Latour has moderated with the plug-in and actor theory as cooperation between human and non-humans. As example, here are actors, cyborg actors, like for instance at the Maidan in Kiev. It's more scenographically. The sixth topic, collateral damage. The term of collateral damage is nowadays the most inadequate RMA-generated euphemism in disaster language. This term is defined as injury inflicted in something other than an indeed target, specifically civilian casualties of a military operation. Examples for collateral damages are Lampedusa, Haiti, Kosovo, the explosion of the tanker Heaven, and so on. Seventh topic, resistance. As resistance, refusal of obedience or the active oppositional action is called against a prevailing normative, governments and governances. Resistance is the movement to go into a state of exception. Here are several examples of going outlaw or going resistance or going guru. Sannyasin, beggar, Damien Hirst, For the Love of God, guerrilla marketing, fuck you and your iPhone and your App Store. The eighth topic, protection. Protection has two meanings, one safety and one promotion. In an RMA-driven society, both the safety and the promotion are highly traded products. And that is the other promise toward the life enhancement, the life safety. These examples are more applied, private shell design, Büroschlaf, Kopfsack design, self-protection design. First consideration. If you remind all these topics, all these images at once, there's no difference between cyborgization, hybrid war, acceleration, collateral damage, surveillance, or life enhancement. Each concept is localized. Why? Because each concept is localized in a progressive survival mode and its disaster economies. At this point, I want to stage two theses. First, survival is the engine of revolution. Revolution is an endless explication into indistinguishability. Indistinguishability is an accelerated global Lager effect. That this goes on is the catastrophe, a cultural emergency. Second, to reset a system is to delete its memories and identities, its vectors and streams. In this view, we can note the equation reset versus revolution is the same than reset versus survival. Followed by the questions, who is resetting whom or who is surviving whom? And is there a way to reset a system whilst rescue is its core? More than that, to evolve it in a new state. Ninth topic, crisis. Let me introduce you to another concept of crisis. Crisis is the medium of dissolving disaster economies based on four qualities: plasticity, self-recycling, unpredictability, and circularity. 10th topic, turnaround. With the phenomenon of crisis and its 4 qualities is the ability of a genuine crisis movement. This genuine crisis movement is a turnaround. I want to explain shortly a turnaround on the example of Aikido, a Japanese martial art. The martial arts grandmaster Morihei Ueshiba, as well as sergeant of the Japanese military, founded at the end of the World War II his very unique Budo style named Aikido. The interesting point is that Ueshiba invents and develops Aikido after the capitulation of the Japanese military force in the Pacific and after his own final participation in the battle in Manchuria, the collapse of RMA at that time. With other words, Ueshiba seeks how to reset a system, the militarism of the society and his personal own one. With Aikido, he got to resolve. It is said that Ueshiba developed into a very peaceable person. As Ueshiba in 1961 Hawaii visited, we remember the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. He said that he came to Hawaii to build a silver bridge, an offer of peace through a turnaround. In this picture, we can see a very straight staging of the figure, Aikido figure Irimi Naga. This is on the right, Steven Seagal, the prominent martial arts actor movie. He was the first who brought the Aikido into the cinema, not only the karate one. Yeah. Here in this figure is very clearly shown what does it mean a turnaround. The attack power of the assailant, which calls in Aikido uke, is directly interrupted by the defender, who is named Nage, and passed back to him directly. Therefore, a uke, an assailant, is also referred as a receiver. This is the moment of turnaround, also of self-recycling, to become a receiver of your own attack. 11th topic, crisis economies. Within the medium of crisis and its 4 qualities, as they are plasticity, self-recycling, unpredictability, and circularity, is the ability of genuine crisis movement with the message: to turn around a system means same time to reset a system through reversal. In this sense, crisis economies reverses war economies, disaster economies, or accelerating emergencies, and reset them into a receiving position. This is what I call emergency design. Let me conclude this short Anthropodesign sketch, 11 topics in 11 minutes, maybe not more, 11 minutes. A turnaround includes a reset of a system at the point of a reversing of its survival mode. This point is also the 0 point about Peter Weibel called. The reverse, the survival mode, is the impact of crisis economies and dissolve the paranoid Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist in the meaning also of Max Weber, der Geist des Kapitalismus, as well in the meaning of Deleuze-Guattari, Capitalism and Schizophrenia, what Franco Berardi rewrites as semiocapital. This turnaround opens up a new perspective, from survival paranoia to survival pronoia. So in this meaning, forget your survival, forget your revolution, forget your paranoia. Be crisis, be pronoia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention.